What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode. So first, I want to say thank you guys, okay? As letter carriers, I thank you for your service. You guys, just like me, understand what it is to go out there in the streets every day to deal with the people in good weather or in bad weather, in situations where we may be uncomfortable, and to do our job, to do it to the best of our ability and as professional as possible. Thank you for giving your life over to a career in public service to help the public, okay? Not too many people go for that call of service, okay, or that call of action, okay, to give back to people, okay? There was a great man named Earl Nightingale, and he said that sometimes our success is based on the service that we render to people, okay? So you can say you are successful, okay? As a letter carrier, you are a success because you are doing something that's greater for the greater good, okay? Let's start with that, okay? The news that we received today, okay, is the end of a saga, okay? We've been carried on for way too long to get to a point to where we have already been, all right? The tentative agreement that was pushed on us was force-fed to us today in arbitration, okay? We can talk about that. We will talk about that. But before we get there, okay, back in October, when we got notice that we got a tentative agreement, my excitement was through the roof. I was driving to go on retreat that weekend, and I made a short video, okay, right in my car, and I was happy. And that video didn't age well, okay, because after I read what the tentative agreement was, people commented, "Yep, well, I'm glad to see you that happy," but and instantly, okay, there was a sense of frustration amongst the carriers, especially those who are vocal on my YouTube channel. And there was a bad taste in their mouth towards union leadership, towards the NALC as a whole, and towards the whole process, right? And so immediately, my stance on those issues are not to leave the union, okay? Especially in situations where we are going to act emotional, okay? It's never a good idea to make a bad decision when you don't have all the information at hand, right? And it's never good to act on your emotions, all right? A wise person or a person that knows how to deal with their emotions or have a high emotional intelligence knows that they gotta get calmed down and look at it from all sides of and the tentative agreement was horrible, okay? But rightfully so, I urge and advocated that the union stay together and the union stay strong, okay? And I am going to advocate that right now, and I'm going to stick and stand on business and say that the best way for this union to move forward is together, okay? For those who think that my message is falling on deaf ears, let me say this: the union is only as strong as its membership. Okay, imagine trying to drive a bicycle that has a chain with a missing link. Okay, you may go around once, maybe not completely, but there's no way in hell you're gonna go around a second time because the chain is gonna fall off of the wheels that hold it, right? The gear. And that's how our union is. Okay, we may lose a couple of bad links as we start to gain motion. Okay, but that's not to say that those links can't come on or come back at a later time when they feel that the union better represents them. But the big issue here is not to leave the union, it's to change our current situation, if that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, it's because the situation that we inherited was doomed a long time ago. Okay, this is a established organization that has been conceding since 2013, since way before I came on board, since way before a lot of the people that actually tune into my channel came on board. Okay, this issue was not our issue to fight. Our issue to fight is what happens after today, if that makes sense. Okay. Even this contract was before I came in. Okay. Because I wasn't out there in COVID. Okay. I lived during COVID, but that wasn't my fight. That wasn't my argument. I could not say I was out there during COVID. I did this, I did that. No. I came in 2020. Okay. In October of 2020. Okay. So I'm somewhere along 4 or 5 years now. Okay. Step B. Okay. 2 full years as a CCA. I did my 24 months as a CCA. Okay. But I say that to say, okay, I can't speak for carriers that have been here, that have fallen to the mindset that this is the best that they're going to get and that they're okay with that. Okay. I don't fall under that mindset. Okay. It is my prerogative to be an advocate for a stronger union. Okay. And if that strong union includes carriers of different decades, older carriers and younger carriers and carriers in between the steps, okay, then my message is to support that cause. Okay, my message is never to encourage anyone that wants to talk down about unionized work, okay, or anti-labor, okay, or destroying unions. Okay, we are in a situation today where our union, and particularly tomorrow morning, our unions will be at threat, okay, through the United States House of Representatives. They're going to be talking about some bills that are going to weaken our unions. This is not the time to leave the union because we were dealt a bad set of cards, okay? I hate to say it, but I'm going to say it. This is the moment where we are called to action. Okay, this is the time where carriers unite and we put aside the petty differences. And I say what I say, and I say it over and over and over again. And what is that called? That is called a message. Okay, that is my brand. That is who I am. Okay, I am an advocate of strong union labor, of solidarity, and of brothers and sisters having each other's back. Okay, especially in front of management. Okay, and if there is a situation where your local shop steward is not addressing the major concerns of the brothers and sisters in that installation, well, that can be addressed. But how? Okay, and that's where we start to do the work. And that's where this channel is headed. Okay, it will make no sense if I just came on here and advocated for a strong union and I've never tried to join union leadership or go to union meetings or try to learn how the process of union business happens. Okay, so with that being said, I want to share with you guys that I did run for shop steward in my installation, and it came to pass that I was voted in. Okay, so the part of going to union meetings, okay, that is paramount to the success of any union. And I'm gonna challenge you guys, okay, because it is so easy. It is so easy to comment against anyone doing a job, whether they're doing the job good or whether they're doing the job bad, doesn't matter. But it is easy to criticize, okay? But what's hard is to do the job that that person does, and probably to do it more effectively than none, right? And that brings me to the point of how many of us are going to union meetings, okay? And I know right now probably 20 people logged off the video. But look yourself in the mirror. The next time that you have a complaint or a criticism or a suggestion, okay, who are you bringing that to? Okay, it's imperative you bring it to your shop steward, because if you don't go to the meeting, your shop steward is your voice at that meeting. Okay, and your shop steward essentially brings your message to the union president. But why does there have to be a person in between what you want to say and who you want to hear what you got to say? Okay, because that's essentially what happens when you don't go to meetings. You got a message, you give it to your shop steward, and your shop steward tries to transmit that message to the president. But sometimes this shop steward will look like that, and the president, and oh, I had nothing to say, Mr. President, right? But now if you're there, like I am, when I'm at the meetings, and I got something to say, and my shop steward's in the room with me right here, I just go right at it, right? Because that's how change looks. Change is challenging what you have, okay? Because maybe you want something a little better, okay? What we were dealt today was a firm stance on what this current leadership believes that the letter carrier is worth, okay? And not only financially, but when we see these work rules that are going to come down, JH made a very important point today that I think a lot of people overlooked. Management has implemented technology way beyond our scanners, okay? And this is going to prove to be a big downfall with the contract that we just got forced into. Management now has the technology to address us in our vehicles, okay? They're able to see when that vehicle is running. They're able to see if you're not in the seat while the vehicle is running. They're able to see if that seatbelt is on. Okay, these are all metrics that data is sent to these computers and these supervisors are watching. So not only are they watching if we're having sit time, right, stationary inactivity time, okay, now they're seeing all these other ways to discipline us, okay. The current state of the letter carrier is one in which the people that are negotiating our future do not understand. Okay, we are moving towards a world of efficiency. Okay, and there's no other way to be efficient than to implement technology. Okay, it is in the best interest of our union to not allow these practices to become standards or to become practices, right? And those are some things that it takes young people in the union to understand how detrimental this could be to the union, to fight against it from becoming policy. Okay, I think our national leadership today has failed to address that, and I think that is in part because of the lack of them being on the street the way that we are. Inside of our union, there are many cliques, there are many generational differences, there are more separation than there is things that bring us together. And so when I try to bring a message, I try to include the perspectives of what is best for a union in the future. And without bringing technology into that picture, without having the union negotiate a position to limit the amount of technology that management can use, we are setting ourselves up for a bad future. Okay? It was said that this tentative agreement or this arbitration phase would just focus on the economic portions, okay? And whether we felt we deserved 20% or if we felt that we wanted $26 to start, we don't know what was negotiated in that room. We don't know the stance that our union took. We don't know the counter offer that the administrator, the postal service counter back with. We probably will never know. However, we have the opportunity to elect a more transparent leadership that will bring us into our next negotiation. Okay, and that is the work that starts today. It is. That is us changing, okay, the amount of power that a national president can have in negotiation. That starts by you becoming a delegate, okay, to the next convention. This is the hard work of being a union member. In order to become a delegate, a paid delegate, you have to become a shop steward, okay? And then there is a certain amount of time that you have to go to meetings, whether it be 10 meetings, 11, or all 12 meetings throughout the year. You have to fulfill that commitment to become a paid delegate. But the power of being the paid delegate to the convention is because in the convention is where those delegates, and only those delegates, get to vote on changes to our constitutions. And those changes to the constitutions are called resolutions. Those resolutions are created, submitted and voted upon in your local branch meeting. So, in effect, to change our national constitution, you, the union member, have to vote on it in your branch. Your branch has to send it to the treasury of the national leadership, and they have to submit letters and whatever the process is. And then, if it is everything done right, it is sent to the convention. At the convention, the same people that voted on it in your branch, who are delegates to the convention, now get to go to the same convention and, along with every other delegate in the country, vote on your resolution. And now, if your resolution has overwhelming support and the greater delegates or membership, okay, because even though you are rank and file, okay, it only matters what you want if you are being at these meetings and convincing your delegate that's going to go vote for you on your behalf at the convention. If not, it doesn't mean jack crap what you think. It doesn't, because they are going to do what's best for the union. And that's what happened here. Okay, that's what happened here. Okay, the powers that be, the people that are making decisions for you and for me, okay, are the delegates. Okay, and the delegates are the shop stewards and the alternate stewards that are going to the meetings, that are becoming paid delegates to the convention, and that are going to convention and vote. Okay, and if they don't have the opinion of the people that they are representing, they're going to go with the opinion of the branch president. That's how we got here. That's where we are. Okay, so how do we change that? I don't think I got to say it. It starts with you. If you can tap into two people, okay, if you can tap into two people that believe the way that you believe, it doesn't matter how you believe. But if you have the power of influence to influence two people, okay, then you can start to change things. You can start to echo your voice in voting. You can start to elect people that think the way that you think, that can see a vision for the future, a vision that you see. Okay, and then the process starts, because once you start to see people become educated around you, more people will be interested to see what you're doing. And that's kind of what happened with me and this channel and my whole activism of becoming interested in becoming a part of the union. Honestly, my thing started with Corey Walton. Very, very convincing guy. When I first found about him from 8 Arbitration. Okay, he lit that spark inside of me. And when I would bring his message, because it wasn't my message, it was his message, I couldn't defend his points because they weren't my points. I couldn't defend his knowledge because I didn't have that knowledge. When I would bring that information to the shop steward, they would say, don't listen to people on the internet. Okay, that has changed so much in the last 8 months. These people are no longer saying, don't listen to the people on the internet. You know, now they are encouraging their branches to start podcasts because they understand that this is an effective form of communication. Okay, I know you guys are listening. I can tell how long you guys are listening for. I could tell where you guys kind of lose me. However, this is my brand. This is my message. It's unity. Unity in numbers. Okay, and that's how we start to change things. What happened today shouldn't have happened. Okay, there are bigger things happening that people are going to say is what caused this to happen. Okay, do I agree with that? I don't know. I don't know. But I know that there are even bigger things happening. And if we choose this moment to destroy what this union stands for, which is fighting for better working conditions, fighting for fair wages, and fighting against oppressive management, well, we may wake up tomorrow and have worse working conditions, may not get another wage increase for the rest of this administration, or we may find that we can get fired tomorrow because we are no longer held to a collective bargaining agreement, and now we are at will employees, no different than a person that works at McDonald's or Target. So take this time to meditate on your emotions and your feelings and cool off just a bit. Tomorrow I'm gonna come on how I do in my short segment, and what I'm gonna try to do tonight is figure out exactly those numbers for us to see where we are. I'm guessing it's somewhere between like 60 cents to $1.20 throughout the chart. Um, this was expected. This was expected. We heard the language from our president. We saw the memos from Tolino, whether you guys want to believe they were real or not. Okay, there was statements saying that the union will not fight what was going to be put out. So what more could we have expected? Okay, this is not uh, a time to say where did this come from. No, it's a time to say we knew this was coming. Now what's next? Okay, we're not gonna succumb to defeat and fear. Okay, we're gonna understand that we can only go forward from here, and this is our lowest point as a union. So until next time, I'll be here. You'll be there. Peace.